All right, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of the Fresh Shakes Podcast with Russo and Felice. I am Paul Russo. I don't have Nick Felice with me tonight, though. Very excited, however, to have friend of the show, one-time guest co-host, all right, now his second career, Jim Spina. Jim, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it tonight, especially.
I owed you a visit, and it looks like it worked out perfect with Nick being absent. I can sit in. Maybe we get some real good takes instead of Nick's. Just kidding, Nick. I love listening to Nick. I love listening to Nick, so got to take a shot at Nick once in a while.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. You know, definitely been trying to get you back in now for, I'd say, a solid 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
But we got to work out tonight. I know. Look at you. I know you've been happy since, for the most part, outside of about a week. But
can't win them all, Paul.
No.
You know, how much fun would that be for all of college football?
Well, I don't know. We can ask Nick Saban. He cornered the market first on that. But LSU, for sure, team of destiny looking back on it.
They were the better team.
Yeah.
Got to give it to them.
But let's take a look at what we got. Maybe not a super ton on the surface, but obviously discussed Kobe Bryant, unfortunately. Obviously, elephant in the room, if you will. Touch a little bit on Wayne Finger Lakes basketball, what's going on there. And then obviously we'll get into our Super Bowl preview stuff, touching on all things for the most part. Looking forward to that. Then mine, we'll get right into it, I guess. Start on the somber note, unfortunately, with Kobe Bryant passing away untimely Sunday morning, about 9:45-ish Pacific Coast time. Just the best. I don't know even how to describe it. It's a weird feeling. I will be nothing if not transparent in this moment. Something that I discussed with Justin Hill a little bit before coming on. It admittedly asked me, well, what are you going to tell people when you yourself didn't like Kobe? And that is admittedly true. As a player, I did not like Kobe. I always thought of his game, for the most part, being a selfish brand of basketball, something I couldn't get behind. It's the same reason I can't really like Carmelo Anthony in a way. That being said, to a degree, a lot of great players throughout time, looking back on it, have been selfish in a way. That being said, you don't get to eclipse 33,000 points by being John Stockton.
No doubt.
It goes without saying, there's a reason why he was the Black Mamba, will be the Black Mamba still. You don't get the killer instinct that he had by practice. It's something that you're born with, or
practice doesn't hurt him, though. That's
no,
for sure.
no. But it's something that you acquire early on. Either you get it or you don't. You got it. It's a shame. I know you're not big in the pro basketball or basketball. You're not big on the pro side, especially of basketball. Right. So for you with Kobe Bryant, where does he stand with you? From an athlete side, and maybe even the personal side as well. Yeah,
when I heard it, I remember texting you right away, and I go, "Holy cow, I couldn't believe it." And the thing that struck me over the last few days, I'm not a follower of the NBA much. But everybody knew who Kobe was. But what struck me, and is still striking me, is the amount of people that have gone on record saying that he was the single most hardest working man they'd ever been around, as far as where he put his professionalism into how he approached his job. It was work, and his one-on-one game obviously is legendary, but you don't win rings. Two championships?
Five
championships. Wait a minute. 5 championships, 2 MVPs. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so you don't win 5 championships by yourself. So as much as he had a one-on-one game, it's obvious that he was a team player, and he demanded greatness from everybody around him. So personally, it just strikes me as tragic, as it would for any other athlete. But because I don't follow the NBA, I didn't really watch a lot of Kobe Bryant basketball. So to me, it was just I just listening to the professionals, the media type, especially, who said whenever they got to meet with him, how professional he was. and also how hardworking, that single most hardworking man they'd been around. Mm-hmm. So I think that strikes me more than anything else.
Yeah, I think you hear a lot of stuff now, obviously coming out. And I was retweeting stuff, like I said, because personally for me as a player, I wasn't, an exact fan of his. The point of not liking him, but my college roommate, my senior year of college, a friend of mine, he texted me and it's like he was in disbelief because he was one of the players that he idolized, and he's from Cleveland. So let that sink in for a second.
Yeah.
Especially, right? Especially basketball's a little bit different than any other sport in this regard. Basketball transcends time zones. For baseball, it's really tough to sit through a baseball game that comes on the East Coast at 10 o'clock at night.
I'm a baseball guy. I don't do it.
Yeah. And think about that. How many great players – and it's funny because I look back at it now today. Obviously we know about, for instance, Tony Gwynn's greatness.
Right.
Would he have been the same light, in present time as he was in the past? And it's tough to say because of the social media age and everything like that. And it helps, obviously, Kobe was on the Lakers. But the fact that he was able to transcend the whole country is incredible to me because you really just don't see that in sports in general anymore.
You're right. Basketball especially will do that. No doubt. Who are some of the big names in basketball? Steph Curry.
Yeah. West Coast.
And some of those guys. And Kobe probably drew that out more than anybody, and Shaq to a degree when he was there.
Yeah.
But it's a great point you make. Is that's why I think the impact has been different with the loss of Kobe than other athletes that have left or died tragically. So
now I'll ask you this because it's a question that keeps getting brought up, and it's an interesting point. Has there ever been, even just in broad pop culture, a death that impacted everybody quite like this?
No, not really. But similar circumstance with Clemente.
Yeah.
But again, and you and I were talking about that the other day, that the impact on him because of the lack of social media at the time. I wonder today the kind of player, and especially considering what was Roberto Clemente doing when he did pass. Yeah. He was helping earthquake victims in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
And you wonder if that had happened if that happened today rather than 1972.
72.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve 72.
Yeah. It would be interesting. I think it would have had the same impact today. Take take Aaron Judge, or somebody like that who died that way. It would be all over the place. So it might actually be bigger than this, but unfortunately, it was when it happened. You didn't have it. So now you're absolutely right. This impact on Kobe's death on the country. I look at my Facebook feed, and some people that I don't even know much about are still talking about it. So you're absolutely correct about the impact. I think it's the social media age has really egged it along too.
Yeah, and it's the way he went out. I mean, obviously not the same way as Clemente, but in a similar fashion. I mean, obviously taking not only his daughter, but members of her team and their families as well. It's weird. And it's something that I guess thinking about this kind of got me, really yesterday I was thinking about this. It's something about sports figures and aircraft, whether it's planes or helicopters, that just, it's so weird how it happens that way. Obviously Clemente, but you look just kind of throughout history with sports figures, like it's something with them and aircraft. Like the Lakers as a team almost completely got decimated in the 60s when they were still in Minneapolis. And then, like for me, from the NASCAR side, Davey Allison in a helicopter.
Alan Kwiecki
in a plane.
Yeah.
You look at, obviously not as big, But like baseball-wise, it's happened fairly recently with Corey Lytle in 2006.
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday, his own aircraft.
Right.
Thurman
Munson. It's amazing.
It's eerie. It's freaky. It's
the Marshall. Marshall football team.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of impactful accidents. But of course, it speaks to some of the solo stuff, their affluence, their ability to do that themselves. Kobe was known to do this all the time.
Yeah.
Thurman Munson did it because he wanted to get back to his family as often as he could. And then, of course, the age of moving football teams all across the country, there's no way to do it. The old days, it was trains and buses or whatever. That doesn't happen anymore. So this is bound to happen every so often, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I know for me, helicopters freak me enough out as is that I would never go up into one willingly. So
I've not had the opportunity. No, probably will. So.
No. So at least for me, the way I remember Kobe is not maybe so much on the court, but his post-basketball life. Again, talking with my college roommate about this, the impact he's had specifically in the past 2 to year and a half with his daughter's team and expanding the game not only to people in general, but the way he was with women's athletics is something that I hope gets more remembrance itself down the line here than anything else at the moment. Case in point, UConn's women's team honoring Gigi, not Kobe, his daughter. Her dream school was UConn.
Wanted to play that, right?
I mean, she probably would have. I mean, for a 13-year-old, she was good.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were talking on ESPN today about somebody who knew Kobe, about how many players have a hard time when they leave the game. He never did.
No.
He had a plan, and wanted to impact things in a different way. He had no problem stepping off the floor and into other things, which again shows professionalism, shows dedication, shows hard work to just move on to have something else to do. And this is a man who didn't go to college.
No.
But he's built differently than a lot of people, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
No, I agree. So I think that's enough that for now anyway, I think it's something that has flooded enough people at the moment that we'll move on to happier subjects here.
Yeah.
But we'll keep on the basketball mindset because we're going to discuss a little bit, mainly me, but around Wayne Finger Lakes basketball. Myself, and Nick Felice, we had the really awesome pleasure, definitely for me personally, I think the best game I've gotten to call all year last Friday night, Geneva at Wayne. Definitely lived up to the bill for game of the year at the moment, at least in Wayne Finger Lakes. Wayne coming out on top on that, 7-point victory. Tyler Reynolds, our player of the game, Chino's player of the game, had 13 points. Was the reason Wayne was able to get out to third quarter lead, and the lead that really defined the game at that point. But the fourth quarter he had defensively, for me, is what put him over the top. A lot of poked balls courtesy of him, a lot of hustling, and he did his best to get a dunk.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit.
Yeah. I found it interesting when I didn't listen to the thing. By the way, you're enjoying that, and I hope you get a lot more gains. Good for you guys. You guys do a good job. I listened to a few here or there, but not long enough. But I did read the article, and it just seemed like Wayne defensively out-defended Geneva, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you take Geneva year in and year out, they always play defense.
Yeah.
They'll get after you, and you have to earn every bucket with them. And for Wayne to out-defend them, and I'm not sure anybody thought that would happen.
No, I don't. Not maybe not on the surface. I knew, for me personally, seeing both teams now multiple times, I thought it was really going to come down to more X factor player-wise, and it really didn't. It really did come down to defense. Wayne stuck with a 2-3 zone for the most part of that whole game, and Geneva was not able to put enough first chance opportunities into the basket, and that's what really kind of doomed them in the long run, being a 7-point victory. But you're right, Geneva's full court pressure game is insane. They were man to man full court for the most part. the whole game. The only time I think they didn't, they went to like a 1-3-1 zone to try and trap in the corners in the half court.
Turnovers, get some and intercept some passes and lanes.
And it worked for about I'd say 2 or 3 possessions, and that's what got them back in the game. It was going into the fourth quarter. It was like an 11-point game, if I'm remembering right. They come out to start the fourth quarter in that way, and they were able to cut the lead back down to like 5 or so. Just that Wayne's offense kind of put them in a spot in the second half that they didn't really have to at least really super worry about it. So it was interesting there, I thought. And then I think looking elsewhere, I think Lions really kind of has, I think, the Wayne County League in the bag.
Where they're head and shoulders,
Yeah.
talent-wise, so much better than people. You know.
And they're minus Smith as well right now, so I think that says a lot. And then in the West, Finger Lakes West, still looking like Red Jacket. I mean, they're just head and shoulders above. They did get their first loss yesterday, but that was an out-of-league game against, I believe it was York. So, but yeah, I mean, Red Jacket's pretty good. Jim Spina Cropey giving me a couple other updates here quick, though. So I'll read them off. Miners beat Newark tonight.
Whoa, that's a nice
big
win for Pat and the boys.
They had
14
total threes. Troy Cabot had 8. One shy of the school record, 9 by Devin Anderson.
And when Troy gets going, you know how that goes.
So, that team's looked really good, going in the right direction.
But we talked about them earlier in the year that they're going to be young and they're going to be, hard pressed at times to put that ball in the basket. But you know they're going to get better. They're going to work hard and they're going to be better. And they're awfully. I mean, the youth. Mm-hmm. You can only say you're young for so long, right? And eventually you get that experience, and here they come. And I don't think anybody wants to play Miners.
No, I think especially in the sectionals. What helps them, obviously, is their B2.
Yeah. Compared
to pretty much everyone else in the East being B1.
Yeah.
I think it's Penn Yan in B2. So.
They'll have a shot there come middle of February.
They will. Let everybody know about where we'll be at the rest of the week for our live broadcast. Tomorrow night, the Mid Lakes girls head to Waterloo to face the Lady Indians, 7:25. Dave Barnick and Mike Alessio on the call for that. And then Friday night, still not a far journey for us. Waterloo again. They're hosting Miners. Girls, boys, doubleheader action going live at 6 p.m.
Who's calling?
For that. I thought I saw Barnick and Alessio the last time I checked, but I can't remember. So hopefully I'm not getting it wrong.
Great. Are they doing both games?
Yep, both games, doubleheader. So hopefully I'm not getting that wrong. I will surely be alerted here shortly if I did. So with that in mind, we'll shift gears, keep it on basketball for the moment. But Jim, toss it over to you. I know you want to give a quick shout out to some people, so I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, I do. We talk about this, and in other years I've been here with when Harold was here and stuff. We'd talk about youth basketball and the programs, and it always dawns on me, and I don't know if I've ever quite given the folks the due that they deserve, but it dawns on me that we have a very large, as working for us at the community center, we have a very large and very involved basketball program, which obviously has played very well all the way up through the varsity levels over the past 20 years. We've had a very steady program, and it dawned on me, we look at our program, we've got a family fast break program, which is our pre-K and pre-K program. Then we have a KM1 program, and then a grade 2 program, which are basically teaching our kids the basics, terminology and all that kind of stuff. And we have long-time people who have just done it for so long. You have Dave Baker, who does the grade 2 program, and he does the family fast break, with his help with his grandson Keegan and some of those guys. And David Baker's been around 40 plus years at Santa Claus basketball. I don't even know what the number is. And then we had last year Danielle Bonifiglia-Worth come in and take over the K1 program. So that's so steady, and they do such a great job. But then you look at our extensive travel program. We have this year we had 2 girls programs, a 5 and 6 and a 7 and 8, and then we have 4 boys programs, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I realize how blessed I am as a commissioner who has this program that I don't have to worry about coaches. When you look at the coaches that we have, we're just so blessed with our 5th and 6th grade girls program, which is going right now with Matt Verke and Zach Young. And then our 7th and 8th grade girls program, which finished up a couple of weeks ago, but we had Jerry Anderson, who's double dipping, doing the varsity girls and still coming down to do the 7th and 8th grade girls, along with Kevin Korzaneski. And I just mentioned 3 names right there: Matt Verke, Kevin Korzaneski, and Jerry Anderson, who are all state champions on a 1992 team, who are here, giving back. And then you look at, our boys program's 5th grade, Joe Nigro, who was just involved in lacrosse and basketball and just one of the nicest people and such a great role model for the kids. And then our 6th grade program, which there you go with Danielle Bonifiglia-Worth, another basketball product from the 90s, who also I know they're at least in the Final Four, I believe. And then our 7th grade boys with Jason Herron, who's a teacher at the school and who's a coach, has coached JV basketball boys. And then, of course, our 8th grade with Rhett Taccone, who's been coaching for a long time, along with Pat Prain, whose son plays on the team, but Pat helps there too, so Pat's double dipping. And I look around at other programs that I know don't have that kind of a basketball coaching list like we do. And so I just want to make sure that they understand how much we appreciate what they do and how much I'd like make sure that this community understands what they give up to do and some of the things that they're doing to make sure our kids are getting better every day. And that's not even include some of the other in-house folks that have done so much work for us and and are there every week to help us with whatever. Dave Baker also handles all the refereeing assignments, so we're pretty lucky. So I just want to give a big shout out to all those guys and the time they give us. Like I do, we don't have to deal with problems. I don't deal with parent problems, playing time problems, and we get them every once in a while, but we haven't had them in years. And when we do, they're minor. No playing time problems, no communication problems. People, they practice at least twice a week. Some are getting in 3 practices when they can. And so I want to take a moment, since we were talking about basketball, to bring that up.
Yeah.
So,
of course, that helps. I'm thankful as well because especially this group, this year, and it's the same. This will sound bad. It's like the same people every year, but
it really is.
I don't have to worry about communication issues, like you said. Something pops up, when I'm down there at night. I don't have to really worry about it because, typically it's like, hey, we have an idea of what to do, do it, have at it, and they all, we've had to do split gyms before and stuff like that, and they all communicate with each other pretty good, whether it's, beforehand or right there at the gym, it's just so easy.
And think about it. Almost all of them are Seneca Falls born and bred. Yeah. And those who are, like Zach, who's from Waterloo, and Rhett, who's from Lions, who have extensive basketball knowledge. Zach Young over at Lions won a couple of sectionals as a varsity boys coach. He knows what he's doing, and he lives here now. And Rhett, same thing. He was over from Lions. They bring traditional basketball knowledge to us. And the rest, I think, are all, I don't know of any other. I think they're all born and bred Seneca Falls people, and to have that is very lucky.
Yeah,
we're really, really lucky, and it sure does make our jobs an awful lot, a lot easier. That's for sure. And so I appreciate all that they do. So I really do. Thanks for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you. It helps me say thank you as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, and everything like that. So big thank you again. Really appreciate it. And somebody who not only came up through the programs, myself, and now on the other end of it, it certainly helps. And like you said, I don't remember ever having I guess to put it whatever, a bad coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't remember ever having one.
And with us, with the numbers we have and the amount of teams that are all over the place, to not have to worry that much administratively as far as how teams are being run and how they're being coached. Just all I have to do really is get in every day and just make sure schedule's set, that the folks that we're playing know what time to come to our place or what time we're going there. I just have to handle some of the logistics. The rest I just get out of the way, and I just want them to know it doesn't go unnoticed. That's for sure.
Thanks again, everybody. Jim, thank you for bringing that to my attention today so we could get it in. And we will now move on to the main headline, if you will, of the show. something that we were both very excited about.
Nick Felice getting his new job?
That too. But Super Bowl 54, Chiefs, 49ers.
Here we are.
Definitely not who I predicted at the start of the year.
No.
I think I said Saints, Patriots.
Yeah. I thought Chiefs had a chance. No, I did not think the 49ers would improve that much.
No.
Yeah, I mean, really, in 1 year. I really didn't. I kind of really felt, to be honest with you, I kind of really thought the Saints were the team to beat. And, of course, my boys took them out, which was nice. But but I thought, the Chiefs and the Patriots, of course, you never not choose them, right?
Yeah, for me, the Patriots turned into my Golden State Warriors until you prove me wrong.
Yeah.
And that happened this year, so now I can freely move next year.
Yeah, right. Well, now, maybe they've been vanquished a little bit for a while. Who knows? So don't cut them all long.
No. As long as Belichick's there, I can't.
No, right.
So, it's always fun discussing the Super Bowl for me because you have so many different directions to go. Obviously, football stuff, but now especially in New York State, we have the luxury of prop bets.
Yes.
Which I've been told, unfortunately, we can't parlay them together.
Oh, really? I was looking at them the other day. I was out at Del Lago. I looked at them, but I didn't really pay much attention. I kind of walked away from the board a little bit, just kind of see. I was just curious what would be up
Testing
there.
the water,
Just to see what was going to be offered. But I didn't place any bets yet. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the most part to wait until Sunday morning because, as you know, Super Bowl's in Miami. Their 11th host. They're now the sole person atop, or sole city atop the board for most Super Bowls hosted.
New Orleans second?
Yep, with 10. So
they're 10, really?
Yep, they're 10. Actually, I have the list. Where'd the list go? I have it up.
Let me guess. LA's probably in there too.
Where'd it go? I had it. They're somewhere.
You lost it.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, but yeah, LA I think's up there too still. When was the last time LA hosted? It had to have been the 90s. I think.
It's been a while, right?
Well, they got the new stadium coming in, so
they'll get one.
They'll be back. But the thing, obviously, with anybody who's been to Florida will be able to attest to this. You're guaranteed pretty much a rain shower at some point during the day.
Right.
And what effect that will have on the field is going to be interesting. Hard Rock Stadium, the old Sun Life, Sun Trust, whatever it was named before that, Land Shark, you name it.
Yeah.
The turf there is always a bit of a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
I know the 49ers had an issue at practice today with the turf.
I didn't see that.
So it's going to be interesting. That's why, betting-wise, I'm going to hold off until Sunday so I know what the weather's going to be like.
Well, the weather's bad.
Factor.
It's Niners all day.
Okay.
Because of the trench. How good they are up front on both sides of the ball. So, if that, the Chiefs want to get Mahomes out running around, vertical game when they can, which it does favor, wet turf does favor receivers knowing where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
But, if it's really sloppy, they get some kind of crazy rain. San Francisco's very happy, as they proved 2 weeks ago, of turning around and giving it to number 31 and saying, here, and they're so dominant up front in the offensive line and defensive line that I wouldn't bet against them. Not if the weather's bad.
Yeah, that O-line, God, this one pains me to say this, but the O-line, the best one I'd seen up to this year was probably the Cowboys for the past 3 or 4 years. Like, that offensive line was absurd.
They were.
But the 49ers line has really this year showed its strength. A lot of, I'll say this, they have veterans on that line, but they got a rookie up there too. Yeah. I can't remember which position though, off the top of my head.
But they took a back who's been cut 7 different times
by themselves once.
Right.
Yeah.
And made them. What did he get last week? 2 something, right?
240 something. Yeah.
In an NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
So that line is obviously built to move people.
Yeah.
And if you can run block like that, you can control the ball. That's why I love watching Patrick Mahomes. But boy, he's got a task ahead of himself.
Yeah, I think in an ideal situation, I have a hard time going against the Chiefs for that reason. It's a lot like, perfect example. It's a lot like when you played the Lakers in Kobe's prime. You may be even, but you ain't got nobody that's going to be able to stop him.
Right.
And in ideal football conditions, I don't know if you have a lot of people that can stop. As good as that defense has been all year, and Patrick Mahomes is a big old X factor.
But I'm going to. I love to watch Patrick Mahomes, so I'm going to be pulling for the Chiefs just because it's fun to watch. But I don't know if I've seen a defense attack you at the point of attack. But, most offenses want to dictate the point of attack on their terms, in their space. The Niners don't let you do that. They try to disrupt your point of attack. Where do you want to go with the ball? And with those four, they can do it without any kind of blitz or any kind of stunt package, which means the linebackers can just run. And if they can do that and force Mahomes out early, have him move earlier than he wants, those linebackers can run and they can chase him down. So I think that's the key is can they hold off those two ends really from attacking their space? And I think you're going to find out if they can or can't. If they can, they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
If they can't, it still might be close because Mahomes is that good. I agree with you.
And then, keep the offensive thinking. You brought up Raheem Mostert. Obviously big there, but he's not the only running back in that stable with the 49ers, which is the crazy thing about it. You have him. You have Coleman.
Is Coleman's out? Is he going to be healthy? Remember, he
had
separated shoulder.
That, yeah.
So I'm guessing he's not going to play.
Well, then you also have fullback extraordinaire Kyle Juszczyk.
Yep.
Which
they have the other back too. They have three backs.
They have the third, but I know Coleman and Mostert were.
Yeah.
Begins with a B.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Yeah, I can't remember. Either way, but and that I think that is a side that people aren't really talking about is the fact that if it does turn into a run game, which I agree with you, the 49ers I think would smoke the Chiefs because the Chiefs, even though they've been doing it by committee kind of like the 49ers, they just don't have anybody that has been able to dominate quite like Mostert has or Coleman has. And it's not like a knock, but Shady is not the same Shady anymore.
No. But Damian Williams is pretty good.
He's good, but the same token, he hasn't been able to really bust out the second half of the year like he was able to do the first half of the year.
Yeah.
So if it turns into a run game and a weather game, do you think the Chiefs just let Patrick Mahomes just kind of run around?
I don't think they'll have any choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it goes back to where does he want to go? Is he able to go where he wants to go, or does he have to escape, which he's great at? But only so often. In if he escapes, the Niners are going to have 7 people deep because they pressure with 4. So he's not going to have that opening. To slide around and inside. Somebody's going to chase him. He's still going to have people, out in the flats and giving him a hard time. So I don't know. I love defense.
Yeah.
I love San Francisco the way they play it. My guess is San Francisco puts enough pressure that I don't see Mahomes having his way with him. He's going to make plays. They're going to score. I just don't know. If San Francisco holds the ball, plays the defense the way you want, I just think Frisco's going to be a tough out here, and especially if there's any kind of weather.
Yeah. It's definitely true.
Now, and of course, I'm pulling for the Chiefs for the other reason because you got a bunch of Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
You got Sammy.
You do.
You got Dorian O'Daniel and the defensive back. I'm forgetting what. He was with the Niners, or I think he was with the Redskins at one point.
Breeland?
Yes, Rashad Breeland. So
I don't know why we traded him.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm a big. I like Andy Reid a lot, so part of me really just wants to see him.
Yeah, me too.
He gets an unfair label of getting this choke artist deal, which, he wasn't the one throwing up on the field for Philly.
Right.
God, I just decimated Donovan right there. Good God. But anyway, I don't know. See, but then you also have to bring up the Redskins. I got Shanahan over on the other side.
Yes, you do. And Mike up in the box.
Yeah, I miss a lot of these.
I think Andy Reid is the ultimate good guy.
Yeah.
And he deserves, what's this, 20, head coach, how many years up? 20? Pushing.
He's got to be pushing at least 20.
So
I'm on it.
and he's been to the Super Bowl. This will be his third, right? 2 of the Eagles?
No, I think just the one.
Oh, just the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be his second Super Bowl. Of course, he went a bunch of times when he was with the Niners and as an assistant coach. But what do you got?
Yeah, 20.
20 years. Look at that.
He's since '99. So yeah, will be his 21st full year then.
Did he draft Donovan in his? No, Donovan was a '98, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
he inherited Donovan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he inherited Donovan. He was the second youngest coach in the league in '99 after John Gruden. That's an interesting fact right there.
And they coached together, I believe, at one point, didn't they?
Yeah, I think in Green Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But, yeah, he's the ultimate good guy, nice guy, and I think a lot of people are rooting for him that way too, especially figuring that Kyle Shanahan with that young team, he's so young. He'll be back if they lose, which that team's coming. How scary is that team going forward? As young as they are?
Yeah, I mean, man, as long as Mahomes stays healthy,
No, I'm talking about Niners.
Oh, Niners?
With Kyle Shanahan.
Well.
How scary is that 49ers team going
I mean,
forward?
I don't know. You can make the same case in a way for the Chiefs.
Yeah, you can.
If they can get, I think, a wide receiver one in there, it's not a knock on Tyreek Hill, but Hill's finally showing an injury side to him.
Well, plus he's only going long,
So I think if the Niners can get a true number one wide out, then they're going to be a frightening bunch.
Can you imagine them if they could put Hill from time to time in the slot?
I think that would.
How do you match up with that?
Yeah, you don't.
You change the defense's look against you with 3 corners the entire game.
Yeah.
And it changes your approach. And if they could put Hill from time to time in the slot, look out.
I think another one point I want to discuss really is because, first off, I had both of them on various fantasy teams this year. But have we ever had a more explosive tight end matchup?
No.
Than Kittle versus Kelsey?
They're the 2 best in the league.
Yeah.
And it's probably not even close, right?
No.
Ertz.
Yeah, no.
Ertz.
No, I wouldn't even put Ertz up there.
He's up there. I mean, he's a great player.
I'm a big Austin Hooper guy.
Yeah. The tight end position is reverting back a little bit with Kittle.
Yeah.
It's reverting back to.
I think Kittle's the true hybrid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he blocks like a lineman.
Yeah.
He loves it. And but yeah, he's got the 4.44 speed, I think he said.
I mean, stupid.
And what is he, 6'4"?
Yeah.
Something like that. About 6'3",
6'4",
something like that. Whatever he is. But yet can go block a defensive end without any issues.
Yeah.
And then of course Kelsey's not really that type. He'll block, but he's not the same vein. But boy, what a receiver he is! I mean, and they know They know Mahomes is going to him, and they still he's kind of Gronkowski-ish in that sense. And that when he wants to go get the ball, when they want him to get the ball, they're going to throw it to him. He's going to catch it.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun matchup.
So I tasked. Well, before we completely circle back to final predictions and a couple more things. I mentioned to you in the office today about top 5 things about the Super Bowl that you like, things you look forward to, power ranking wise. So let's do that quick before we do predictions and everything like that. So
you go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. So I tend to kind of do this on the fly because that's the way I kind of prefer doing it. So number 5 for me. And I'm weird like this, even though I like it I need to preface it with this. I like it year round, but there's something about the Super Bowl that makes it just a little bit better. Buffalo chicken wing dip. It's phenomenal.
Chicken wing dip?
Yeah, the buffalo. It's phenomenal. It's so good. Yeah. So good.
I can't argue with you, Paul.
Number 4, and this is very dependent on the act. I'm not big on the act this year. Personally, for me, I'd rather have gone, maybe Gloria Estefan in the Miami Funk Machine, but
Paul, or
Miami Sound Machine. But well, you have to understand, I've never been a big J-Lo song person. Okay, but if they want Gloria Estefan, maybe some Casey and the Sunshine Band.
No, I'm on board with Casey.
See, okay. But the halftime show is always usually pretty good. Something I look forward to because it's a free concert.
You always seem to watch, even no matter who's doing it. You seem to watch.
Yeah. Number 3 for me is always what I call the awkward ownership interview at the trophy presentation, because it's always the same clunky question that gets asked, and especially if it's like the 49ers this year. I can literally, first question, you were 4-12 last year. What's it like getting to this point?
Right.
Right. Of course. So it's always that. Number 2, for me personally, it's the prop bet of what Gatorade color will it be. For obvious reasons.
It's got to be red this year for either one.
I don't know. I have an inkling it might be clear/water.
No. I don't know. You think Gatorade's going to let that happen?
As long as it's in the tub, they don't care.
Pepsi own Gatorade now?
Yes.
You think PepsiCo is going to let Gatorade not get dumped on some coach?
It's not their decision, though, what's in the cooler.
Well, it's going to be Gatorade.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously. The number 1, since this portion's not technically illegal, I will dance around it, are entertainment purposes only, squares, that we definitely all may or may not participate in various spots.
Yeah.
But since I've never witnessed my team in a Super Bowl with the Redskins.
Yeah, you weren't. Yeah.
No.
You
the
weren't.
last one they made was 3 years before I was born.
That's right. Was that 92, 93?
91.
91, okay. Mark Rippon.
God, don't get me started on him. But yeah, my favorite team typically this time of year is always whatever gets me green. So that's my 5.
Those are your 5. Well, so mine is, I didn't really lay them all out.
I swear, if commercials is on this.
Well, I don't care what the commercials.
Thank you.
They're kind of cute if you find one that's fun, right?
Thank you.
But and food for me, I usually, like, Deb asked me tonight, what are we going to do for Super Bowl? And I was like, what are we going to eat? I go, I don't know. Or what are we going to do? I don't know. Usually, I watch by myself. Because, and usually Deb's, every Sunday night at our house, Deb's aunts and mom come up. So they usually come. They sit at the table. They do the thing they do. I watch the first half. Then they usually come in and watch the halftime show. So I guess I enjoy that they're there, and I enjoy having them there. One year they went out to casino a couple of years ago, or they went to, I think they went to casino or someplace for a little while. But generally they're there. So I enjoy that they're all around. One thing I really enjoy is the pregame hype on the field beforehand. As an ex-football coach, I used to enjoy the pregame, the butterflies, and I still kind of get that, even though I was a very young boy watching the Vikings lose 4 Super Bowls, but I still get I just enjoy that, and I enjoy to see who's going to sing the national anthem. I think Luke Bryan, was it Luke last year? Somebody, I think it was Luke last year, the year before.
I know who it is this year.
Who is it this year?
Demi Lovato.
Oh, it's Demi Lovato. She was on the Grammys the other night saying. So I enjoy that pregame just prior to kickoff. I enjoy picking food-wise. When I go get some chips and some salsa or something. I'm not a big cheese guy, so I don't do that, but chips and salsa. But the other things I really enjoy about the Super Bowl is watching game plans unfold. Like I said, I'm a student of the game as much as anything else, and to watch what I will predict, like I'm saying, San Francisco is going to attack the corners hard, right? Because they're not going to want him squeeze outside. Because you ever notice Patrick Mahomes does not step up and run to the middle.
Yeah.
Right. He tries to get out to the corner, out on the edge, and gets his eyes downfield. So I like that, and I love trophy presentations. I love the only time I watch an NBA game is if in the finals somebody gets to 3 wins, waiting to see if they'll get the 4th. So I'll watch the last part of an NBA game because I just love to watch trophy celebrations and celebrations on field. So I guess those are my 5 things. Most of it's really on field, But again, like I said, I enjoy Dub's family coming over and that feel, and I also enjoy that usually I have Monday off. But I think I am taking Monday off. I can't remember, but
I'm not.
Well, you could.
Nah,
Your boss may not allow you.
Nah, then we'll save that date for later on when it's not 14 and do whatever the hell it's doing outside.
Yeah. Yep.
Spoiler for the people that don't already know, I enjoy not this. Whatever that is.
It's not that bad. You live in
my door froze on the car today.
Did it? Well, because it was wet and got cold quick. That happens. That's where you live, Paul.
It's the worst.
You can move to Florida. You'll hate that too.
No,
yeah, you'll hate that too.
I sweat enough as is. It ain't going to make a difference down there.
That's true. This is true.
All right, let's tie a bow on this. We'll do a couple more things prediction wise, and our final prediction for the game. So, I didn't know this until just reading this. Wow, NASCAR person in me is really. I don't know how I like Chris Myers being one of the sideline guys.
Oh, Chris Myers, isn't he always though? When Fox has it, right?
I can't remember.
I think so.
Either way, I don't know how I feel about that. He's awkward. He's like me. I just.
Well, he probably enjoys the Super Bowl because the 10 TVs that are watching. If there's 10 TVs watching the Super Bowl, it's 9 more than usually watching NASCAR every week.
He hasn't been on NASCAR. He hasn't been on NASCAR the past couple of years.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's how much of NASCAR I'm watching.
Well, he'll come back around next year.
By the way, did you watch the Rolex?
I did. I did watch the Rolex. I tweeted about the Rolex.
You and Red Lorenzetti, the only people know that they'll watch it, and I know watch it. I know Red tweets on it.
The Rolex is fun. It is. I need to go down to it one day. Actually, I don't know. I want to go down to Watkins for the Saline 6 hour this year because I'm that much of a knucklehead. But either way. But yeah, I did watch it.
I figured.
Shout out to Cadillac is dominating that. Do you know Cadillac is in the sport car game?
I saw it. I saw the headlines that they won. That's all. I didn't know it.
Yeah, Cadillac. Well, if I told you Cadillac, the winning manufacturers are Cadillac, Lamborghini, Mazda,
and Volkswagen.
No. I'm trying to think of who the other one was. I can't remember.
Does Ferrari run it?
Yeah. Ferrari got freaking smoked this year, though. They had an engine problem. Bad. I don't like Ferraris. So.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
I'm like the only Italian who doesn't like Ferrari at all.
You'll never be able to get into the country.
That's fine by me. All right, so, prop bet just popped up on the screener. Patrick Mahomes over under 300.5 yards passing.
I'm going under.
Oh, okay. So, the way I'm leaning towards, I think, this game, I like the lines are going to be so close, at least pay line wise.
Where's it at now?
It's at 1. Chiefs -1.
So it might be
you're better off taking the money line.
Take the money line.
This is weather dependent, people. I love Chiefs and I love the over. I think it's at 54 now. I think there's going to be enough scoring by the winning team that's going to be an over. I just can't. That's weather dependent. If it turns into a ground game, that final score is going to be like 20-17.
Well, mind you, regardless of weather, Niners are going to want to make it a ground game.
Yeah.
Which means the clock's going to tick.
Yeah.
One way or another, even if they're not successful,
yeah.
They're not going to give up on it. They're just not going to. They're not built to be able to give up on it. And their passing game is more or less possession. Get it to Samuel. Sanders once in a while down the field a little bit, but so 54 you said, huh?
Yep.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking like a 37, 28-ish, something in that realm.
Chiefs?
Yeah. I think it's going to – I think as much as the 49ers – and you're right, they're going to end up pounding, I think, right off the bat. But if the thing with Shanahan is, and he's done this before, if he gets into a spot, he'll start gunslinging that ball.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they stick it in Mustard's stomach on play one.
Yeah.
And pull it out and take a shot down the field. Just to let the Chiefs know, even if it's unsuccessful, to back them off.
It's my favorite play to run in NCAA football video games right off the bat.
Well, even if you can't complete that,
yeah.
As a defensive coordinator, you're going to go, all right, this is where they're going. I can't overly commit early. Now you can pressure them into doing that more often, and then you can play around. But you have to be careful. I'm going completely opposite. I just think under, and I just think 24-17, 27-24. Somewhere in that range. I just think the Niners are going to control tempo. I just do, and I think they're going to force Mahomes to take a step away from what he wants to do earlier than he wants to. I just think they're going to get after him. And the Chiefs line's good, but he wants to get out and get his guys able to move around a little bit. And I think the Niners are going to commit those ends to getting upfield quickly, even if they guess wrong a couple times and give up plays, and they will. They'll give up plays, but I just see the Niners winning this thing close. I don't think it's. I don't think it's what they did to Green Bay or what they did to the Vikings. I just think it's. And I can see the halftime score being a little low.
Okay. Yeah.
And then wearing each other down a little bit and kind of taking the pot shots back and forth to find the weak spots.
Yeah.
But if it's wet, I don't know. It might even be less than that. But I do, and I think a huge player for the Niners this week is Deebo Samuel. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where that guy got so strong. I mean, I watched him play 4 years. I mean, in South Carolina, of course, with the Clemson rivalry. And Clemson always did a good job with him. And he just looked more petite to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now you can't bring him down. And he's downfield blocking, knocking people's heads off. He's a player. They're blessed with a couple of tough kids.
So the coach and you now, as a baseball player, and me, I definitely agree to us to a degree, because there were certain umpires that I knew had certain whatever, and you get away with it. So Bill Vinovich, you may know him from the Saints fame last year.
Yeah.
He is the referee for the game. Chiefs, since he's been a head referee, Chiefs are 10-6 with him in the crew. 49ers are 6-6. Do you believe in any of that sort of deal?
I not in the wins and losses. Mm-hmm. I believe in style of officiating, and I would be more apt to lean one way or another if he and his crew is that a regular crew? Or is that a split crew?
I think it's a split crew. What they do now with the Super Bowl.
So all bets are off on that because you don't know.
Yeah.
You might know with Vinovich. As to what his message might be to his guys. My guess, a guy like him, and he's known to be a very good official, by and large. My guess is he's going to tell the guys, this is a Super Bowl. Let's not be seen if we can help it. Mm-hmm. So I don't buy into that. It's I might buy more into what color each team's wearing. Who wears? Oh, San Francisco's the away team. They're wearing
San Francisco.
Oh no, they're the home team. They wanted to wear their whites, right? And they were told they couldn't.
Oh. So Chiefs will be wearing traditional home red top with white pants. 49ers will wear their standard white away jersey with gold pants.
Yeah, they wanted to wear
the all white
into '94 season when they won the last Super Bowl.
Yeah. And the ones that I think they wore as their color rush this year.
Yeah, they were denied.
Yeah.
NFL doing the no fun league thing again.
Of course.
Why do you care? Why do you care?
Yeah.
I don't. Obviously, there's some.
That's why the XFL's next weekend.
There's some marketing guy in there who thinks that's going to be a negative deal. It's got to be, because why do you care what they're wearing?
Yeah. I don't know. I like the 49ers all white that they had this year.
I think the gold pants are so traditional that I hate to see them without the. I'm a uniform guy. I always kind of get a kick out of what people are wearing, and I wish the Chiefs were wearing all red, the red on red.
Yeah,
that'd be sharp, especially if the Niners are all in white.
I'd be with it,
but they're not. They're in gold pants, right? So
yeah.
So that makes sense.
Final question.
Yes.
Tough one. National anthem currently sits at over-under of 1:54.
Who's singing it?
Demi Lovato.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it'll be over because the pop artists like to hear themselves sing.
Yeah.
And they get into the runs, right, and all that stuff. What is it, over a minute what?
Minute 54.
Oh, it's over. It's not even close.
Yeah.
The country guys and the traditional rock and roll guys, they'll sing it a little more traditionally.
I don't know if I told you this, but personally, I feel like I have. I don't like, and this goes for anybody, I don't like, for the most part, sung national anthems. I'm very big on like the Army band when they come out, or Trumpeter when they do it. Something about it just makes it, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
The only problem with that is
better for me.
The only difference is that it seems to be all sounds the same. It's very traditional, which some people enjoy, which maybe you enjoy. But I always go back to, and you weren't born yet, but the Whitney Houston Giants Bills, as much as it's the bar everybody's trying to get over, and it never will. I don't think that was incredible, and you've heard it because they've been playing it many times.
Yeah, I also those are also 3 minutes of my life I never get back, but
that was great.
Yeah.
And same thing with the halftime shows. How are you going to beat? They're bringing out J-Lo and Shakira.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Which, by the way, there's going to be more than just that.
One level, right? But I missed when the Aerosmith and the Tom Petty's.
Thank you. Tom Petty's been my favorite.
Bruce Springsteen. Bruce did it one year, and those are the way to go.
Of course, I don't know. Prince was pretty good. I remember
Prince was great.
I remember the Prince one. Prince was good.
Yeah. And Maroon 5 was it a couple years ago? They were pretty good.
I liked Maroon 5.
Yeah.
See, people give out Maroon 5 a bad rap for that. I thought they were good.
Yeah, they were great.
Although personally for me, for football, I always think of like you say, Aerosmith, AC/DC.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Did you see Aerosmith on the Grammys the other night?
No.
They killed it. They did it with Run DMC. They did it together. They killed it.
They brought it back.
So it would be great to get those guys, get some of the traditionals back, but who knows? It's such a driven, and they want the young audience watching. And I think the days of the old rock acts are probably history.
Yeah. So you're rolling 49ers, locking it in?
49ers by a touchdown.
All right.
Under and by a touchdown.
All right. I'm locking in with the Chiefs.
And they're the underdog?
Yeah, 49ers
so
are
go play the money line on that one.
Yeah. I'm going Chiefs, rolling with the over.
You got a double-digit win, too, don't you?
Yeah, technically, yeah. No, 9.
9, okay. All right.
37-28.
I'm doing 24-17. That's what I really believe it'll be.
All right. That wraps up today, I guess. Yeah. Jim, big thanks again for coming on. We'll get you back in here again eventually here.
Yeah, I had fun.
Glad
it's nice that you're my boss for a little while.
I don't know about that, but it was nice. It was nice to go against somebody that's not Nick.
Yeah,
for a day.
Yeah, and whenever I come on, you don't ever have to say Spina and Russo. Instead of like a couple weeks ago when he asked you why did your name go first?
Oh, jeez.
I said, and what did I tell you?
That's right.
What did I say?
Yeah.
You tell Nick when he runs the board
man.
during the show, then he can go be Felice and Russo.
I got shots fired from over at that table.
Yeah, well, hey.
I got shots going back and forth technically at the table if Nick was here.
Yeah, oh yeah. I wish he was here because we could have a pretty good discussion about that. So,
thanks again for coming on, Jim. I appreciate it.
The ball. Thanks.
Needed somebody here, so.
Oh, thanks. Wow.
I mean, about time we got you in.
Yeah, right. No problem. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Paulie.
No problem. Thanks for coming on. As always, guys, like, share, subscribe, do the fun stuff for anybody's on YouTube. Make sure you check in those games coming up for the basketball, big games coming up. We'll catch you here next week for the Fresh Takes Podcast.